Hey everyone, welcome back to the VSO Gun Channel. Fiber optic sights, what are they good for and what aren't they good for? Well, actually, what are they good at and what are they less good at? Because when it comes to firearms technology and specifically speaking about sights are really just a reference point. And then from that reference point, you bolt on all the rest of the training. And if you've got any kind of reference point, then you can make it work. It's just there are some things that make things easier in different environments. So fiber optic sights, they are a conduit, and really all night sights are a conduit for light. It funnels light to your eye. Now, the difference between a true fiber optic sight and a true night sight, like a tritium night sight, is that the tritium night sight comes with its own integral light source that it can then funnel to your eye. A fiber optic sight funnels ambient light back to your eye. So it'll pick that light up and through concentrating it in the conduit, make it appear to fluoresce in your face. So there's a couple misconceptions here. The first one is almost always when you pick up a gun with fiber optic sights on them, you pick them up and you look at them, you're like, wow, those are really bright. Well, where are you? You're in a department store or you're at a gun shop or something like that, and they've got overhead lighting, and that light is going to shine down and it's going to illuminate that sight, and you're going to be like, wow, those are really bright. I'm going to be able to see these everywhere. No. There are certain things that you can do when in the manufacturing of a fiber optic sight that we're going to talk about. Our reference point today is going to be the new XS fiber optic sights, and what they have done to make them more usable in more environments is they've put a cant on that fiber so that it is forward facing. That's important. Not everybody does that, and they've also made most of the fiber exposed. So the more surface area that is exposed, the brighter those fibers are going to be when you look at them. And the forward cant means that if you are illuminating a target, it's going to pick up some of that light from forward of the muzzle. So in the interest of front loading this video with the actual knowledge, we're going to go out to the range right now and we're going to shoot some fiber optic sights in the daytime, and then we're going to go dark with both fiber optic sights and tritium night sights and show you the real difference. It is a beautiful, bright, sunny day, and I have installed these fiber optic sights, although I have simulated a blacked out rear because I couldn't find my sight pusher tool. So these are 3-dot tritium sights. So I just simulated that with some blue tape. And just to test them really quick, yeah, even through these polarized shades, super bright. And we had a cloud pass over just right this second. So let's go ahead. And shoot. Obviously this pistol needs PM'd, but fast acquisition, really quick to pick up. And now I'm going to paint that target black, and then we're going to go night. Welcome to the darkness. And to demonstrate the full utility of a true night sight, what I have here is the XS photoluminescent combo. So it's a tritium vial with a photoluminescent ring around it. And I have specifically left this pistol in my camera case all afternoon so that the ring around the tritium vial would not have an opportunity to charge up. So that fluorescence that you see there is solely the tritium. Now, the value here is I can see that target barely. I'm going to make sure that I got it 100%. Yep. So right there is our target. And I can see that target. And I can stage the sight on that target. So I've got my finger off the trigger, but I can stage it on the target. And then when I illuminate, we go. So now
to demonstrate a little bit more, let's charge up this photoluminescent sight here. So we're just going to go ahead and give it a little bit of love. And that's actually enough. Super glowy now. Okay. And again, ooh, it's smoky. I think that's enough for the true night sights. Let's swap over to the fiber optic only. You guys can see me, but I can't see anything really. I can see a little bit in the shadow of this, so I can sort of see that there is a round projectile there, but the way that you do this is you feel for the round projectile, you find the magwell, rip it. Now, I don't know, even in the camera monitor, I can't see any of that. When I go like this, yeah, I can't see those sights whatsoever. So the thing about fiber optics is when you have light, they're super bright. But when you have no light or very little light, well, you're reduced to the black housing. So I have no idea where this gun is pointed right now. The only thing that you guys can see on screen I see is the reflection of this tape on screen. So the IR light is giving you a little bit of reflection there. But I'm gonna guess, yeah, I'm completely off, right? So, and even now, all I've got is pretty much the housing. So I have to use just blacked out silhouette against that target. So you're not going to be able to see this, but this little bit of light, I can see the vial in that sight. In the form of, I can sort of see the light coming through from the background there. I can see it shining through the fiber optic. I can't really see at all the green tinge of the light. There's a very small amount, but for the most part, I'm using the silhouette. I can see where the dot is because it's a different consistency. It's not completely opaque, but it's still not fluorescent.
All right, Kurt. Well, what are you saying, man? Well, I'll tell you what I'm not saying. What I'm not saying is that fiber optic sights are junk. What I'm not saying is that fiber optic sights can't be used in many applications and have good uses out there. What I'm not saying is that if your gun comes with fiber optic sights on it, that you need to warrior yourself into an ulcer trying to find yourself a set of $150 tritium sights. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that if you intend to use this as a defensive weapon, that you should be aware of the limitations of the sights and seek to eventually rectify that down the road. Again, as I demonstrated in this video, they can absolutely be used. However, the utility is a little bit reduced over the premium product, which is going to be a tritium night sight, particularly something like the XS combo that has that photoluminescent ring around it. So regardless of the lighting condition, you're going to have something to work with. For instance, I really like a fiber optic sight on like my hunting guns. For instance, my the Rail Reaper, the sawed-off shotgun that we use to take out marsh birds, we'll call them. That thing has fiber optic sights on it, and they work great. My Benelli has fiber optic sights on it. I find that they work really well, particularly when you are swinging the gun really fast in the daytime. I think that those are fantastic applications. When it comes to pistol sights, if you are using that for a competition gun in the daytime, or if you're trying to just get really fast shots, and typically the fiber optics, one of the things about those is they're able to make the front pin much thinner and therefore easier to aim with. So how do I put this? Your measuring stick is smaller, so your measurements are finer. So oftentimes people, when they're used to using a coarse factory sight and then they switch to something with a fiber optic in it, because the housing of the fiber optic is so much thinner than the factory sight, they end up shooting better. So there are absolutely viable uses out there for fiber optics. You should just be aware of the limitations of them. And that's what I have to say about fiber optic sites. Bye. We're over time.